Hello children, welcome to 5th unit of 10th class Social Issues, which is a major problem for the development. Gandhiji said, our struggle does not end so long as there is a single human being considered untouchable on account of his birth. Social issues. What are the social issues? Let us see. Poverty is main social issue, gender discrimination, caste discrimination, child marriages, illiteracy, violence against women. All these social issues are causing much, and it, they are the social evils, and they are the hurdles for the development of the country. So children, we should eradicate, we should find the answer to major evils of the society. It's our primary duty. The Storied House. It is the story by Vaman Govind Hawal, who is a well-known Marathi writer for his concern for Dalits. It is the story of a Bayaji who had a dream to build a storied house. How he planned, why did he plan? All this we are going to read in second session. Children, before going to start reading second session, let us recap the first part. What we read in the first part. Yes. Bayaji, who crossed 60 and was in sound health, had a sturdy frame right from birth and hard work, had given a well-formed shape to his strong body and strong desire to build a storied house. He is Bayaji. He had worked honestly for the past 35 years in the dockyard and had retired from service as a supervisor. After retirement, he packed all his luggage and returned to his village in the bus, which was full of passengers, and entered the village reluctantly, like a truant child being dragged to school. See children, the bus. Bayaji, balancing the box on his head, began to walk in the direction of his house. Bayaji on his way greeted Buzaba, who was a known rascal of the village. Buzaba became furious because Bayaji said, "Greetings to you, sir. How are things with you?" As Bayaji measured by caste and according to age-old custom, he should have greeted Buzaba with, "My humble salutations to you, sir, who are my father and mother." At the end of the session, Buzaba asked Bayaji. He was very greedy. When Bayaji said that he was retired and he gained some money, then he asked how much he earned. Then Bayaji replied like this. He had 2,500 rupees. Buzaba asked greedily Bayaji about the collected fund amount of retirement. Bayaji replied that he had 2,500 rupees. Buzaba said in mock sympathy to go home first, as Bayaji had a heavy load on his head. Then he started going his home. Up to here we read in first session. Now let us move to the second session. Now Let us start A reading Social Issues, The Storied House, first part. Second session. Glossary. Glossary. Vada means big house. Mumble means say something quietly. Sundry means various, several. Nonplussed. Nonplussed. So confused that one does not know what to say or do. Hostility. Enmity. Ill will. Mumbled. Said indistinctly. Pleasantries. Jocular or humorous remarks. Scampered means ran quickly. Swindle means to obtain money or property by fraud or deceit. Embraced, hold or accept. Concealed, kept secret or hidden. Amused means surprised. Auspicious, favorable. Children, let us start reading The Storied House, first part. This lesson is written by Vaman Govind Howell, who was born in 1938. He is a well-known Marathi writer for his concern for Dalits, who are the victims of social injustice. He is known for the rustic style, crisp dialogues, and the tongue-in-cheek humor that often startles readers. Not only that, he is one of the most renowned Marathi writers, conveys a strong and heart-touching message of a Dalit family through the story, The Storied House. This portrays the worst scene of the caste system, but a powerful enrichment of Dalits from nowhere, a view of hope prevailing within them. Woman Howell draws the picture of the caste wicked society very well. He frantically mixes the emotional element of a house-warming function being turned into funeral. Children, let us start reading our paragraphs from the textbook. Bayaji, you have a heavy load on your head. Go to your house first. We will talk at leisure later, Buzaba said in mock sympathy. Yes, Bayaji mumbled and walked in the direction of his house. At the moment, Bayaji was the proud owner of 2,500 rupees in cash. So it made no difference whether he was an untouchable or a Buddhist, if only one could swindle out of the untouchable Bayaji, or rather Buddhist Bayaji, 4 or 500 rupees, that was enough. With the thought in his mind, Bujabba entered his Vada, the big house. Exchanging pleasantries with people he met on the way, Bayaji reached the public building called Takhya in the untouchable state settlement. The building was named Buddha Vihar by those who had embraced Buddhism. As Bayaji neared Buddha Vihar, the children who are playing with a ball made of rags finished their game and cried out, Baiju Nana is here! Baiju Nana is here! And scampered in the direction of Bayaji's house. Bayaji's 85-year-old mother quickly scrambled to her feet. She had aged much, but her old worn frame was still sturdy, and her teeth were strong enough to break grams. She could thread a needle without help. When she heard of Bayaji's arrival, her heart swelled. See, children, the picture of hearty welcome to his son. She is very scrambled. She is very curious. All the people are very happy to see the head of the family, that is Bayaji. As Bayaji came in, his wife concealed her joy with the end of her sari and took down the box from his head. His grandchildren clung to him and began to twist the folds of his dhoti. The neighboring children watched the scene in idle curiosity. Come, get into the house, children, said Bayaji. His mother walked out with a bent back and told Bayaji to wait outside the door. Bayaji obeyed. The old woman came forward, poured some water over the piece of bread in her hand, moved it around Bayaji's face, and flung it away as an offering. She ran her palms over his cheeks and pressed her fingers on her temples. All 8 fingers gave out a cracking sound. Bayaji's family was doing well. He had 8 children in all, 6 sons and 2 daughters. The daughters had been married off and had given birth to children. The eldest son looked after the fields. The next 2 sons were in government service. The one after them was a school teacher, and the sixth one was still studying. Since they knew that Bayaji was coming home for good, the eldest son in service and the 2 daughters were already home to greet him. All of them wondered what their father had got for them from his lifetime earnings. The next day, when Bayaji opened the box, it revealed only some pots and pans, nails, and photographs. Looking at this, the elder daughter asked, Nana, how is that? You haven't brought anything for us? Bayaji was amused that his daughters thought in his childish manner, even after they had children of their own. He ran his eyes over all his children and said, Look here, children. If I had brought new clothes for you, they would tear. If I had brought an ornament, it would soon wear out. Out of my earnings, I wish you to have something that will last longer. Bayaji paused after these words. His eldest son was godly. He said, Neither we nor our wives want anything. Tell us what you would like us to do. Look, children, ours is such a large family. Even at mealtime, we have to eat by turns or sit crowded, knocking our knees together. I wish to build a house out of my earnings, and it has to be a storied house. The usual 3-portion house won't be adequate for us. All were happy with this plan. The plan was finalized, and the foundation of the storied house was laid on the auspicious New Year day. Children, in this session, we learned that Bayaji returned after his retirement with 2,500 rupees in his pocket. He was welcomed very heartfully, and traditional welcome was given by his mother. All were very happy to see his father. Next day, when he opened the box, all of them thought that there might be some gifts for them. But the box was full of only pots and other things. Not valuable things were there in the box. The elder daughter asked, Nana, why didn't you bring anything? Then he was amazed. Though she had children, she is waiting for her father's gift. Then he called all his children and said, My dear children, all these days we had very small house, which is very small for us. Even we can't sit peacefully while eating. At meal time also we are knocking our legs with each other. So I don't want to be in a uncomfortable manner. So I have a plan. And his plan was that, and his dream is that he want to build a storied house. All of them liked the idea of constructing the storied house. So they started the plan on New Year Day. Social issues, the storied house, first part. Second session, reading comprehension. Why was Bayaji tempted to knock down Buzaba with his box? Now let us see the answer. Bayaji was tempted to knock him down with his box for insulting him. But he realized that he couldn't afford to do so because he returned to his village for good and wanted to stay rest of his life peacefully. Next question. Why do you think Buzapa insisted on knowing the exact amount received by Bayaji on his retirement? Now look at the answer. Buzaba insisted on knowing the exact amount received by Bayaji on his retirement because Bayaji told that he retired from service and received the retirement fund. Buzaba was known rascal and only upper class people should develop in that village. Untouchable or Buddhist should have only few amount. What was Buddha Vihar? Yes, Buddha Vihar was a building where untouchable settlements were made. How did the family react when they saw Bayaji? Now look at the answer, children. As Bayaji came in, his wife concealed her joy with the end of her sari and took down the box from his head. His grandchildren clung to him and began to twist the folds of his dhoti. How did Bayaji's mother welcome him? As Bayaji reached home, mother asked Bayaji to wait outside the door. She came forward, poured some water over the piece of bread in her hand, moved it around Bayaji's face and flung it away as an offering. She ran her palms over his cheeks and pressed her fingers on her temples. How many members were there in the Bayaji's family? What were they doing? Now let us see the children. Bayaji's family. Very big family it is. He had 8 children in all, 6 sons and 2 daughters. Daughters had been married off and they had children. The eldest son looked after the fields. The next 2 sons were in government service. The one after them was a school teacher and the 6th one was still studying. What was Bayaji's dream? What was Bayaji's dream? Yes, Bayaji's dream was to build a house out of his earnings and it has to be a storied house. Thank you, children.